After a 1 week absence, Big Fight Feel is back. What's up, everybody? This is Joseph Conlon coming to you tonight with your AEW Dynamite review from Chicago. I hope all of you enjoyed your Wednesday night as much as me. We had another great night of action of AEW and NXT, which I'm about to talk about. But most importantly, I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving tomorrow. Spend some time with some family, watch some football, eat some turkey, all that great stuff. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend last weekend with Takeover War Games and Survivor Series. Just like I did, I know that Takeover War Games was a fantastic show, and Survivor Series I thought was a great show. And I'll talk a little bit more about Takeover War Games on tomorrow's review on the Big Fight Field channel. But tonight we got AEW Dynamite from Chicago, Illinois. This was a stacked show. Going into it, we had 4 great matches, 2 added matches, and we're about to talk about it all right here. So I really got nothing else to say. And without further ado, let's get into Dynamite from Chicago. So tonight's show opened up with a Thanksgiving party with the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Santana and Ortiz, and Jake Hager. And in my honest opinion, before the main event came on, this was probably my favorite thing of the entire night. This segment was absolutely awesome. It was really funny, and just beginning to the end, it was It was great in my opinion. We had Chris Jericho in the ring. First, before that, we had a band standing in the aisleway. We had Sultran Jones, aka Virgil, in the ring talking about how great Chris Jericho is and all that stuff. And he introduced Chris Jericho to the ring. And Chris Jericho and Virgil had a little bit of the bubbly. That's right. A little bit of the bubbly. So that was cool. And then Chris Jericho introduced the Inner Circle. And then out came Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz. And they were talking about how great Chris Jericho is. Sammy Guevara said Chris Jericho was like a father to him. And they each gave Chris Jericho gifts. Sammy Guevara unwrapped Chris Jericho a piece of cardboard of Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara hugging each other. And I thought that was absolutely fantastic. I laughed really out loud for that. I thought it was hilarious. Santana and Ortiz had this basket. I think they gave Jericho medicine for when Jericho has a cold because, it's winter season. And it's cold out too, so. And they also had this huge box in the ring. And they unleashed a box. And I might be wrong, but I think it was Chris Jericho's dad wearing a New York Rangers jersey. And then he said, "It's great to be here in New York tonight for AEW." And the crowd booed and chanted, "Let's go Blackhawks, Blackhawks." And then Chris Jericho's dad had a gift for the entire Inner Circle, which was New York Ranger hockey shirts. Before that, though, Jericho was like, "Where's Jake Hager? Do you guys know where Jake Hager is?" And then Jake Hager comes out with a goat. A freaking goat. And Jericho's like, "What's the name of the goat, Jake?" And Jake Hager says, "Chris Jericho." That is absolutely awesome. Chris Jericho, not coat. Chris Jericho, the greatest of all time. Jericho's an absolute legend. This segment was absolutely fantastic to end it off. I forget what they had Justin Roberts in the ring before, but they attacked Justin Roberts, and then SCU, dressed up as marching band guys, came in and attacked the inner circle and had them running, and that was the way the segment ended. Again, this segment was absolutely fantastic in my opinion. It was great television. It was absolutely hilarious, and Chris Jericho's just a goat. And the inner circle, they're fantastic. They're absolutely amazing, and that's a fact. Great segment right there. And then we got right into the Lucha Brothers versus the Best Friends. And before I talk about this match, I thought that Trent and Pentagon had a great match last night on AEW Dark with Trent picking up the victory. If you guys haven't seen that, I would definitely go check it out. It was a great match. And this was a pretty good match, too. A really good match. The Lucha Bros came out and attacked Best Friends during the entrance. Phoenix wrestled in a friggin' sweatshirt. It was a really nice sweatshirt, to be honest. And Lucha Brothers were doing Lucha Brothers things, just being fantastic in the ring. Best Friends came out with Orange Cassidy dressed up as a turkey. Yeah, it was a little cheesy, but it was funny. We had Orange Cassidy do a dive onto the Lucha Bros in the turkey costume, and I tweeted out, "We have a flying turkey," with laughing emojis, which I thought was pretty funny. Orange Cassidy's awesome. And then the closing sequence was, I want to say it was Trent with the buckshot lariat, a jumping buckshot lariat, a jumping deadeye. It was like Hangman Page's finisher, a jumping deadeye for the 1, 2, 3. Trent pinned Ray Phoenix. Pretty good match. I feel like we're going to get a program in the next few weeks with the Best Friends and the Lucha Brothers going into 2020. And I heard next week we're going to get Trent versus Ray Phoenix in a one-on-one match. I feel like that's going to be absolutely awesome. So I cannot wait for that. We then had a women's tag team match with Emi Sakura and Bea Priestley versus Hikaru Shida and Chris Statlander. It was sloppy at times, but I mean, it was fine. It got the job done. And shockingly, at the end, Emi Sakura, I think it was a roll-up on Chris Statlander. She might have rolled up Chris Statlander and picked up the 1, 2, 3 to give her and Bea Priestley the victory. So it was a surprising result right there. But, I mean, yes, Bea Priestley really needed to win this match. But I was shocked at Babyface's loss. People love Chris Statlander, and I'm one of those people. She's a very good wrestler. She's very powerful. She's got a good look, and I would definitely love to see her in the AEW Women's picture in 2020. I'd like to see a match between her and Nyla Rose. I think that could be a really good match, in my opinion. For Women's Championship, possibly. I could possibly see that, but the crowd loves Chris Statlander. They have to sign her, and she has to be a babyface, in my opinion. Decent match, got the job done. Emi Sakura and Bea Priestley get the victory. Oh boy, in my honest opinion, I'm gonna be truthful right here. This might have been one of the worst. This might have been the worst segment out of all the Dynamite shows I've seen so far. We had Cody come out for his match versus Matt Nix, so a local talent probably. It wasn't really about the match. It was 2 minutes match. Cody tapped him out with the figure four leg lock, and that was really it. Cody grabs a microphone. He says, "MJF, we don't have to wait to do this. Let's fight right now." And then some dude comes out, and JR is absolutely confused. The crowd is absolutely confused. The only person who really isn't confused is Excalibur. So Excalibur is screaming, "Oh, here comes the Blade. He's attacking Cody Rhodes." And then from under the ring, um, the Butcher. I have no idea who this guy is. He's got one eye with like glasses and he's like wearing librarian glasses, and he attacks Cody with the blade. So these two dudes come out and just attack Cody, and then all of a sudden the bunny comes out, and the bunny is their manager, and apparently the bunny is Allie. So the only positive about this segment is that right there. I really want to see what they do with this character change with Allie. I'm sure it'll be pretty interesting to see what happens. So I'm looking forward to that. But besides that, this segment was terrible, man. This was absolutely terrible. The crowd did not know who these guys were. It was just like when the Dark Order came out at Double or Nothing. They had no idea who these guys were. And I had the same vibe. I had no idea who these guys were. I was very confused. Jim Ross was very confused. People on Twitter were very confused. And I thought this came off very poorly, in my opinion. Yes, it's another tag team in the AEW tag team division just to make their tag team division more stacked. Apparently, these guys came from Beyond Wrestling, so I'm going to have to look up one of their matches just to get a feel with them. But man, I just did not like this segment at all. This was confusing. It was just confusing, and it came off very bad in my opinion. And I wanted to hear what Cody was going to say about MJF. So we didn't get that. This was terrible. This was absolutely terrible in my opinion. During the attack, I was like, can we just move on to the next segment, please? And then the next segment, which was a match, we got Pac versus Kenny Omega. It was another great match in Chicago, just like they had one at All Out. This was great. So we had the technical wrestling part, Kenny and Pac, high knees, drop kicks, you name it. I'm going to fast forward to the end of the match here. Pac was doing a series of moves. Kenny did a small package, 1, 2, 3, and Kenny Omega got his revenge back on Pac. So now they're now 1-1. They each have a win up on each other. And what's very interesting about this is Pac is number 1 in the AEW Power Rankings. Is Pac going to drop down to like a number 3 or a number 4 spot? And is Kenny Omega going to take that number 1 spot? I don't know. We'll have to see come Friday because that's when the rankings come out. But this was a very good match in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. These guys have fantastic chemistry together. And once again, Kenny Omega is having a great week. Last night on AEW Dark with Jack Evans. Tonight with Pac. He's on fire once again, proving he's one of the best wrestlers in the entire world. For the Dynamite ring, which costs $42,000, we had MJF with Wardlow versus Hangman Page. I thought the match was like 10 minutes. I thought the match was okay for what it was. MJF's a god, in my opinion. He's gonna overjump Jericho as the top heel in AEW. I have no doubts about that. I have no doubts. But, I mean, this was an okay match. But, again, the finish was terrible. MJF tried to attempt a crossroads. He had Hangman Page on his right side, and he went to his left, where he should have went to the right, I think. I think he messed up, and, it was very slow, and it took forever for him to get in the cover. And it just looked really botchy and so confusing. That wasn't confusing, it was just really botchy. And so MJF went to the crossroads. MJF has the diamond ring. DDP comes out to present it to him. He says, I've been really impressed with you, Max. I'm going to be a man, give you this diamond. And then they cut a promo on each other. I don't really remember the words, but Wardlow stepped up to DDP, was going to fight him, and until officials came out, they separated Diamond Dallas Page and Wardlow. But the main positive about this is number one, MJF with his gimmick with the diamond is going to be absolutely amazing in my opinion, and I can't wait for the segment where MJF is going to make Cody kiss the diamond ring on his finger. He's going to have the diamond ring on his finger, and he's going to make Cody Rhodes kiss him. Not kiss him, kiss the diamond. He's going to get forced to kiss the diamond, probably from Wardlow. And I can only imagine that's going to be coming in the next few weeks. I cannot wait for that to happen, man. That is going to be great, great television on TNT. I can't wait. The main event, probably the best thing of the entire night, in my opinion, besides that Inner Circle party. For the AEW World Championship, we had Scorpio Sky versus Chris Jericho. This was I thought this was a really great World Championship match, in my opinion. Scorpio Sky got really over in this match, got the crowd really invested. Just like Rey Mysterio did with Brock Lesnar at Survivor Series. It was kind of like this situation a little bit. We knew Scorpio wasn't going to win, just like we knew Rey wasn't going to win. But they both got the crowd invested. I thought it was very similar to this match, although that match didn't have not a lot of influence. It had Dominic, but this match had Jake Hager come out. He tried to cost Scorpio Sky the match. Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels both came out to attack Jake Hager. Scorpio Sky hit his diamond cutter. The crowd exploded when he hit the diamond cutter. They were screaming 1, 2, and then Jericho kicked out. And then Scorpio's like sitting there for a minute. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Get on Jericho, hit it again. You could become the world champion. I just don't get why he was sitting there the entire time. I really don't. But the finish came where Jericho put in the Walls of Jericho. Excalibur was calling in the Lion Tamer the entire time. I don't know why. I guess you could call it the Lion Tamer. But he made Scorpio Sky tap out, and Chris Jericho, Le Champion, retains the AEW World Championship in a great main event, in my opinion. When the match is over, Jericho goes to put in the Lion Tamer again on Scorpio Sky, but then Jon Moxley's music hits, and he comes through the crowd, and we got teased a rivalry between Jon Moxley and Chris Jericho for the AEW World Championship. Folks, this is going to be the feud that they should have had in WWE. This feud has money written all over it. Believe me. Believe me. I can't wait for Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho whenever they have their next pay-per-view. That's going to be money, and you bet Jon Moxley's going to be the next AEW World Champion. The dude is on cloud 9 right now in AEW. Cloud 9. And that's all I got for tonight's AEW Dynamite review. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you for coming back after my weekly absence on the Big Fight Fuel channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Share this video with your friends, your social media friends, whatever. Leave a comment down below in the video. Let me know what you thought of AEW Dynamite tonight from Chicago, Illinois. And I'll be back tomorrow morning with my NXT review for you guys. With that being said, have a good night, guys.